Okay, hello taga DepEd. So today we're going to learn how to accomplish your eIPCRF form. So this video is for all DepEd teachers out there who are a little bit confused on how to fill up your eIPCRF. So before we continue, please do hit subscribe and the notification button so that you'll be informed regarding the latest updates in DepEd. And of course, you share this video to those teachers who are also confused. So are we ready? First thing we're going to do is to download the eIPCRF for school year 2019-2020, and I've shared it in my video description. So if you like, copy and paste it to your URL and ato ni siyang i-demonstrate para klaro gyud step by step. So this is the link. So I'm going to share to you real time how to do it. So are you ready? Let's start. So first thing we're going to do is to copy this one and then paste it in your URL page. So for those who are confused regarding the URL page is this part here. What is siya? The URL box. So you're just going to, when this is highlighted, you try to replace and hit on backspace. And then right click and then paste the link that you can find in the video description. It says deped.in/IPCRF encode 2019-2020. So after that, you wait for it to load up. Alright, so this is what you're going to see. This is a Google Drive. So you have a zip file, and this one is the notice regarding privacy or agreement, and this one is the user guide. So you can choose to read the user guide step by step if you like. You really wanted to know more about the step-by-step guide, or you can watch this video and learn how to do it step by step. So we're going to download the three just for your reference. So how do we download? So you can click on each one of them, and walang available na preview, so you just click on download. So you'll be asked again regarding where to save. So you click on save, and automatically in my computer it's now saved in my downloads. So if you want to see it, you just click on this folder here. Okay, there you see it. So if you look at the folder, if we're going to zoom, that folder has, okay, it has a zipper on it. So nasa yung zipper. So that's what you call a zip file. Okay, so we're going to download also, just for our reference, we're going to download the other files. So you can use, the most important thing is this IPCRF user guide. So you just do the same. Unlike the other one is a zip file, this one has a preview, so you can see here the contents of the step-by-step guide. So if you want to download this, you can click on this button here. If you want to zoom, this is how it looks like. Okay, so just click on this download button here. Alright, so we're going to, again, let's click on that. Alright, and again, you'll be asked where to save. See? So save, or you just open. But saving is better, because you can delete or you can open it whenever you like. So if you want to see this one, you can click on the folder button, or you can hit this one. This part here is the Windows Explorer. So you can go to Windows Explorer, look for downloads on your quick access bar, and then you will see it here, the user guide. So our point of interest is really this one. This is the Microsoft Excel. So what we're going to do is, if you're in Windows 10, automatically you can extract this one. So you just right click, and then you can hit on extract all, because this is a zip file. So click na tong extract all, and then you'll be asked where is the destination. So the kaning nga pangutana is asa nato ibutang ang file. So we could click on browse, and then we just say you say if you wanted to save it in your documents, so right click, control new, and then make a folder, and then say for eIPCRF. Alright, so you can select this folder. Let's hit on select folder and then click on extract. Right, so here we already have the file here with us. So all we have to do now is to maximize this one, hit on open. Okay, so for DepEd personnel out there, I think you know that you already have an Office 365 account. So this will really help if you really maximize that. So for those who don't know their Microsoft 365 account, you can contact your IT officer. So for those who are under 2013 and above, Microsoft Office 2013 and above, so you will have no issues usually. So just open this one. Alright, so I already have Microsoft 365. Might as well as really maximize that. The DepEd has already paid for that for us. So you should actually use that. So this is our eIPCRF. So the first thing we're going to do is to hit on enable editing. Right. So also, because this one has macros on it, if you want to know more about macros, it's just like programming, but you need to enable it. So every time you open it, you really need to enable it because you are giving authority to the macros to activate. Most of the time, this is a security warning because most of the viruses are also macros. So that's why this is a safe Microsoft Excel eIPCRF. So you can enable content, no worries. So the first thing we're going to do is, this is the whole IPCRF encoding form. So the idea here is that you start from Japanese at Chinese. If you want to fill this up, you need to start from the right. So we're going to start here, this part, right? So start filling up the region first. So in our case, region 7, so look for region 7. And then division. So please take note, you cannot encode here directly. You need to take note of the drop down menu. So there's a small arrow here in the right. All you have to do is to click on that, and then you will be able to see. You look for Naga City. Alright, so for district and municipality, you can now encode. There's no drop down menu anymore. So you can say District 3. For school ID, you can type in your school ID. School name, so abbreviations are not allowed. So please type in your full school name. So let's say, for example, I'm from Uling National School. So for school type, again, there's a drop-down menu. So you need to be very careful on this. So look at here, you can click on that. And then you are asked if it's an urban school or a rural school. So since this is located not really in the urban area, so I'll choose rural area. All right, so for the school size, we already have a drop-down menu here. It's a small, medium, large, and very large. So our basis for this is the latest issuance on school type. So you try to refer to DepEd Memorandum 32 series of 2020, which is the Brigada Escuela 2020 implementing guidelines. So if we check here, you can see the number of teachers under small school, the medium school, the large school, and mega school under elementary and secondary level. So in our case, we are in the secondary level and we have around 27 teachers. So I can say it's a medium school. So this is our basis. Again, you can check on DepEd Memorandum 32 series of 2020. So let's go back to the IPCRF tool. So we can say medium here. And then this is also very important, curricular classification. So again, we have a drop-down menu here. You need to be very careful in filling this up because this will affect all the options here in this part, right? So whatever you write here or you choose here, it will directly affect the options that are found here. So please be very careful. So for Uling National High School, it's a junior high, so there's no kindergarten there. So it's from grade 7 to 10. So you need to look for that. So it's here. So try to zoom. Oops. Okay. So see, this grade 7 and 10. So there are schools that with grade 7 and 10, and then they also have senior high. So you can choose that if that describes your school. But if you're only junior high, so you choose grade 7 and 10. All right, so I'll choose grade 7 and 10. All right, so we're done on this part. So we can start filling up the middle part. So the middle part is here. You can start filling this up now. So your rater, okay, there's a format. So you need to start with, it should be all caps, and then take note that you need to write the last name first, comma, first name, then middle initial. And there's an example there. So for medium divisions, you can, for small schools, you can write the name of your school head. But for those schools with master teachers, you can write the name of your master teacher, depending on who your rater is. Let's say, for example, the rater is Rizal Josepi. Position, I think Jose Rizal's birthday is today. Let's greet him. Happy birthday. Alright, so Jose Rizal is already a principal. So date of review, the format again is we need to start with the year, the month, and the date. So start with the year around 2020. And then this is just hypothetical date. Alright. So you should write the date there of review. Then after that, you can start filling up this part here. This part. Alright, so you write your name here. Then you can write your position. By the way, the position is very important because this eIPCRF is not only for teachers 1 to 3, but it's also for master teachers. So just to demonstrate, if you click on Master Teacher 1, 2, 3, it's the same because they basically have the same format. But for Master Teachers, try to see what happens if I click on Master Teacher 1. Right, so it changes also the encoding form. Okay. By the way, teachers, please don't try to touch any of this part yet. You cannot encode really here. You can only encode here in this part, right? So encoding should be done only in this tab. So there are many teachers who are saying the form has problems, but actually you need to read the instructions here, right? So I'm walking you through step by step. So you can only encode in this part, in the encoding tab. Alright, so let's proceed. Go to your employee ID. So you can type there 345 1 2. Now you can try to choose your employment status. So most of us are regular permanent. Your age. Okay, I'm still 23. Joke. Age is always a secret. Alright, so by the way, for age, we have an error here. You cannot type your age. You know why? Because there's a drop-down menu, so it's a range. So you'll be asked to choose among ranges here. Let's try to... Right, by the way, so that it will fit on most of the teachers, let's not choose Master Teacher 1. Let's choose Teacher 1. Alright, so it goes back to the original green color. And then let's proceed to the age. Age 25 to 30. Sex, you already know what is sex, so let's just say male. Level thought. So again, this part here is dependent on what you will write here. So level thought, see, it's junior high because I'm only... Alright. And then grade level thought, what year level? So you see it's grade 7 to 10 because I've written here curricular classification is only 7 to 10. But if you're teaching across different levels, you can choose multi-grade. So most of the teachers are really teaching grade 7, some of them teaching grade 8 at the same time, so you can choose multi-grade. And then subject thought, there's also here a drop-down menu. So let's look for science. In case you can't see it. Alright, so it's there. Let's choose science. Right? So we're done here and we'll go to the middle part again. So don't forget, we're not yet done. You need to still fill this up. The number of years of teaching, I've been teaching for... You can choose 0 to 3 years. These are the options, by the way. 0 to 3 years, 4 to 10 years, and more than 10 years. So I've been teaching for, let's say, I'm still new, so 0 to 3 years. Highest degree obtained, doctoral degree. And then you're also asked, what is your area of specialization? So you just choose from the drop-down menu. If it's not found there, here in the drop-down menu, if it's not found there, you try to see which one of them are closest to your heart. But basically, all the majors should be there. Right, closest to my heart is science. All right, I majored in biology, so I'll choose biology. Right, so you're done with all the demographics. So we're done with that. We're going to start now encoding here in the COT1, 2. Right, so if you try to check on it, you cannot really encode directly here. Not yet. You need to start with this part here. So what subject are you teaching when you had your COT1? When you were observed by your school head? So you need to type in, look at the drop-down menu. Let's say, for example, you were teaching science during that time. See? So this, you can see here, it turned to white. So you can start encoding. Please take note, rating must be whole number from 3 to 7. You know why? Because we classified ourselves under teacher 1. So the highest rating here is 7 and the lowest is 3. So if you had 2, then it must not be based on the COT form. So let's try to fill this up. Let's try 3, 5. If I write 9, what happens? I have an error message. So it should be from 3 to 7. Okay. So write 7, 3, 4, 5, 7. Right. So the last part is the date observed. So you need to write here the date observed. So again, be mindful of the format. It should be year, month, and then date. So I'll write 2020. First grading is around June. So let's say 06 and then let's say 25. All right. Then I'll click on lock. All right. So the rater must enter a password, minimum of 6 characters, with which to lock this file. Certain actions will be henceforth require you to enter the password you input here to proceed. So you're trying to choose a password not less than 6 characters that you can easily remember. And by the way, this is case sensitive, so please be very careful because you will be needing that password to unlock. Right. So you can say, for example, our password is alcohol. 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 Right. Okay. I think that will be easier to remember. See? So it's already locked. So question, can you still edit this one? If you change, if there are many corrections, in case there are corrections from your school leader. So you just click on unlock. And then, again, remember your password. Forget it, there will be no other way to unlock it. Okay, hit go. See? So you can now edit it again. But in our case, we will be locking it. Alright, so it's already locked. And then we do the same thing again here in COT2. So we start, hurry up a little bit. Let's say, for example, it's still science. And then let's say 5, 6, 4, 7, 8. Alright, it's wrong. It should be 7 maximum. 4, 1. Three. Alright. Notice that there are black lines here. So if there are black lines here, it means you should not fill this up. Okay. So here, say for example, it's 4 and this one is 6. Right. And then again, we write on the date. So only please be mindful of the date format. So let's say for example, it's 10 September 10. So I'll lock it again. I'll use the password I've used a while ago. It's alcohol. And then go. Right. So we do the same process again for COT3. I'll just science again. And then I'll write my rating here. 5, 6, 7, 7. Alright, so write the date again. That was around November or December. I don't know. Please be mindful that you need to put accurate information here. Alright, so most of us basically will have 3 COTs. So basically what is really required is 4 COT. So I'll explain later on what happened to the 4th COT. So we can try to lock this out. Alcohol. By the way, you can choose your own password. It doesn't have to be alcohol. Alright. So there is a new issuance regarding COT4. So for the guidance of everyone, you can check on DepEd Memorandum 2020 series, DepEd Memorandum 45 series of 2020. Okay, so basically the idea there is that there are certain guidelines regarding COT4. So if you try to notice here, we already have grades for the COT4. We have 7 and 5. That's the perfect score. So all this here, this is in adjustment to the current pandemic that we're experiencing right now. So all the guidelines are found in DepEd Memorandums 45 series of 2020, right? So here's the link. So this is the link. I'll put it in the video description. You can check it out and read. But the basic idea is that the teacher may not submit a COT4, and it has implications in how you grade your efficiency here. Okay, so basically, before, if you have COT, 4 COTs, the highest mark you can give for efficiency is 5. If you have 3 COTs, then the highest grade you can give under efficiency is 4. Okay, but in this case, since we have some recalibration that happened under DepEd Memorandum 45 series of 2020, so if we have 3 COTs, the teacher can still have 5. But given that all the conditions required to be given the perfect efficiency grade is met. For example, if you have 3 COTs, you need to have 1 MOV for each of the COT and 1 supporting document. Okay, so efficiency basically is more on the MOVs that you present to the school leader. And for the information of everyone, the one who should fill this up is the school leader. But because of the pandemic, the DepEd has allowed teachers to rate themselves. However, school leaders should ensure the accuracy of all the entries that are being done here. So there should be validation in the part of the school leader. Possible, let's utilize the digital means of verification. So try to verify the veracity of the information given here by looking at the documents and avoiding face-to-face if possible, right? So the teacher may opt to not place here the 4th COT, but if you're given a COT and you have very good grades, then why not? But if the COT will bring your grade lower, then might as well not include it, since it's not really vital on the efficiency part, right? So you can choose not to fill this up, or you can fill this up if you like. But if you only have 2 COTs, right? So you should not fill the 3rd COT because you don't really have a 3rd COT. So only encode what is really there. Alright, so here in this part, you need to agree with your school leader regarding what to place here. And the school leader will have to validate all the evidence that you have given. So let's say, for example, you have 4, you have 5 here. Based on your evidences for it. By the way, for the information of everyone, this part here, again, is more on the MOVs that you submit. But this part here are actual demonstrations as observed by your school leader. So we have 4, 4, 4. Okay, then we have quality here. Timeliness, we're grading timeliness, and then you have your plus factor if you have. So let's say, for example, I had plus factor. All right. So right here, the approving authority. Alright, so the approving authority really varies depending on the guidelines set by the division office and in the context of specific division office that you are in. So in our case, try to consult with Ma'am Yvonne regarding this one. Okay, so let's just say it's most of the time it's the school leader if you have a master teacher. Okay, so who is higher than Jose Rizal? Alright, so let's just write a name here. The format, by the way, is last name De La Cruz 1 M. Right, so you see here options. Is it principal 1, 2, 3, 4? Right, so you have a drop down menu for that. Okay. Okay, so it says here when the COT and the QT ratings are encoded, click finalize part 1, give the file copy to the teacher concerned, and the teacher shall accomplish part 2 and 4. So this note is really because, again, let me just repeat, the one who should encode this one is the rater. Okay, so it could be the master teacher, the head teacher. So the rater should be the one who will be finalizing this. However, in the context of COVID-19, self-rating is now allowed. However, the rater should, again, validate. So let's finalize this one. You have not completed 4 COT ratings, so because we did not fill up the 4th one. So he is asking if the computer is asking if we should continue. So you have no COT rating on that part, so let's just click on yes. And then password, remember, don't forget ever. Right, so once you see it turned red, it means that the data is now finalized. Okay, so you can still unfinalize if you like, but you need to remember the password. So click on OK. Right, so if you scroll down, you will see part 2, which is the core behavioral competencies. So in part 2, shall be accomplished by the ratee. So this is self-rating after the rater accomplishes part 1. Please tick on the box of the competency indicators that you demonstrated during the performance cycle. The results of your assessment can be found in Part 2 sheet. Okay. So you choose among this set of behaviors here, and the highest is 5. Alright, so let me just self-rate myself. Alright. Okay, so you may self-rate yourself here. Alright. Note, click Finalize Part 2 to save your data. You can now proceed to the preparation of Part 4 development plan based on the results of Part 1 and 2 of the IPCRF. So the next thing we're going to do is to finalize Part 2, and then we'll have another password. But remember, you need to remember the password, so might as well as have it the same with the previous one. So in our case, we chose alcohol. Alright. Okay, let's wait for it to turn red. Okay, so your data has been saved. Congratulations. Alright, so see, if we try to click on Part 1, you will see that it automatically populated all the blanks here. So you don't have to encode it here. You only have to encode it in the first tab. See, everything is already there. So my grade is very satisfactory. There's my rater name and then the approving authority. Right. Then if you click on Part 2, you will see also the grade here. Okay. So in Part 3, you will see a summary. Okay, this is very important in filling up Part 4 because you will see here which among this is your weakness. So if we try to look here, I have satisfactory grades on Objective 1, 5, 8, and Objective 13. Right, so this will be my basis for filling up my development plans. So based on your strength or weaknesses, so these are your strength, you write what is outstanding, and then right here your weaknesses, and then what are your learning objectives if in the context of what are your weaknesses and your strengths, and try to suggest an intervention. And then what is your timeline and what possible resources will you need in order to accomplish your learning target, your action plan. For core behavioral competencies, you need to check on your core behavioral competencies here, which among these are your weaknesses. And then do the same procedure. After filling this up, you're almost done. So you can say finalize Part 4. And then enter your password. Alright, so Part 4 has been locked and finalized. Given that you have encoded everything here above, you can now have the option to print Parts 1 and 4. But please take note, under print, you try to see which among this is your available printer. And the printer that you'll be trying to use should be active. Right? So alright, so we're back. So you can click now print Parts 1 to 4. Again, you need to make sure that the printer that you set is the default printer. The active one should be the one you can right click on it and then try to set it as the default printer, right? So if that's your printer there, set it to default, choose that one, and then say print 1 to 4. So once it's printed, you give a copy to your school, try to print 4 copies, and then send a soft copy to your school head or to your ICT coordinator, since they will be consolidating all of this. I'd like to invite everyone to please subscribe, hit the ring button, and then share this video.